giving you the real surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with your host, Skywalker Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Hip, hip. Good morning, good people. Welcome to the Skywalker Morning Show, streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! You see it. We are past that tie and moving on to week 5, Cowboys Jets. We're taking our first look at this desperate 0-4 team. I know they bad, but they desperate. You're going on the road. You better make sure you strap your boots up. That's all I'm going to say. Before we get to that, we do have some injury updates in the roundup. And our boy Blue, we might be seeing our guy Jaydon Blue this week, ladies and gentlemen. We will talk more about that because I believe that was Brian Schottenheimer who hinted at that. Also, a couple insiders down there believe he was this close. But seeing is believing. Of course, we have to see it. However, I feel pretty good about it. And we'll talk more on the whys and why nots and what have you. And also, we have some other things we're going to get to. But what's good with your Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
Shouts out to the Bomb Squad. Shouts out to the BSI, Bomb Squad Insiders. Usually when I get something, passed along to me, I try to go straight to the Bomb Squad Insiders and let you guys know. I'm trying to get better at that, by the way. It's just, some things is just like, not really supposed to say much, but I have to find better ways to be able to give that to my members because the members are supporting this channel in a way that, some aren't. So I got to give y'all something, right? And we have a behind the scenes from yesterday's collective that I think Law was recording. I'll probably give that to you guys later today if you will. So look, now, normally when Jerry Jones speaks, I don't care. You guys know that. However, he's starting to say some things that are just very dangerous to me. He keeps talking about the cavalry. They're asking Jerry, hey man, I know you are seeing what we are seeing on the defensive side of the ball. I know. And as the owner, president, general manager of this team, you're going to go out there and get some help. And he is just 10 toes on this cavalry thing. He keeps saying the cavalry is coming in. We got reinforcements on the way. And he's talking about the injured guys. He's talking about these young guys coming back from major injuries. And look, that sounds all good and dandy if you have a good defense or you have a solid defense and you're going to get some of these young guys to come in and they're not going to be counted on. Some of these injury guys are not going to be counted on. But that's not what he's doing right now. And again, you guys know I try to just ignore that old man, but he's saying this is a very dangerous way of thinking right now. Because if you think for a second that young guys at that, or some of these guys are older and ain't played that much, that haven't had OTAs, haven't had mini camps, haven't had training camps, haven't practiced, is all of a sudden going to return and fix one of the worst defenses in franchise history. That's what do you call it? Snake oil. It's false hope. And for such a gambler, I feel like he's lost that strike while the iron's hot. I know what gamblers and aggressive, people are supposed to do. You got to strike while the iron's hot. The hell you mean, Sky? What the hell is hot? This offense is hot. I'm talking type of hot. I'm talking trying to, eat the food out the oven right away. Hot. And you risk letting that float away. You risk that. You risk MVP type of performance. That's what's happening. You risk this run game. You risk this run game just floating away. I don't understand it. And I get sometimes he'll say something in the media, but he seems like he's 10 toes on this. We're going to rely on young players coming back from injuries on a historically bad defense. I'm here to tell you right now, you've only got one high-end guy coming back, the Marvion Overshown. And look, y'all, I love Debo. And I truly do believe Debo is one of those guys that can overcome anything in life. But there's a part of me, boy, he just keep getting injured. And I know it's sometimes, but he's not the biggest build. He's not the strongest build. He's very, long, lean, linear type of guy that's probably more susceptible to injuries in a sport, in a position where that's going to happen. Excuse me. So while, yes, I believe him coming back will help, how much off of back-to-back knee injuries? How much when the defense is this bad? Because if y'all telling me it's so much to where now you become a Super Bowl contender or a legitimate NFC contender, then you're telling me he is the he's the most valuable player in the National Football League on the defensive side of the ball. And I don't even think the biggest homer in the world would say that. So this is going to go beyond adding an injured player after Thanksgiving to this team, because again, what you end up risking is by the time that best defensive player in the world, according to what y'all believe, not y'all, it could be over, ladies and gentlemen. You got to strike while the iron is hot in real time. And again, don't normally like to go off on a tangent on what he says, but that just is, it's a dangerous way of thinking. And I don't think he's just saying, I do believe this is conversations that are being had, with the brass. And I do think this is the dangerous part of not having a legitimate general manager that will look at the situation and say, nah, we got to do something. Because if we waste this offense, it's another year. And I think this offense is going to get better, by the way. I don't think it's hit its peak at all. I mean, you're seeing what you're seeing after 4 weeks of an entirely new offense, by the way. This is nothing like yesteryear's offense. This thing will continue to improve. Because, the funny thing is, the ironic thing is, if he had this smoke for the other side of the ball, I'd be with it. Because you have an amazing offense that you add one of those young players not returning from injury, one of those young players in a Jaydon Blue. Wouldn't be a problem. But you cannot sell me on injured players that haven't practiced, haven't had camp, mini camps, preseason, none of that stuff on saving this defense. You're not returning a Michael Parsons in the back end of the year. You're not doing that. A DeMarcus Lawrence when he came back as well, and all those guys that were out last year. You're not getting back a Jordan Lewis. You're not getting. We're talking about Josh Butler, a rookie, Savon Ravel, who hasn't played a lick of football in over a year. Marvion Overshown, who won't play a lick of football in over a year. Perion Winfrey, who I like Perion Winfrey, but he ain't ready yet either, according to Pat. Those are names. So I'm not buying Jerry Jones. Hold. Not doing it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get to, by the way, you can call into the show today, of course. Always. 351-999-3787. Let's get to this roundup. Talk about these injuries. Talk about our guy, or our boy, Jaydon Blue.
When
Time?
It is time for
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you some more, man, if you don't mind. So, look, normally I probably would gloss over losing to Buddy Johnson, but the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because of the position, and I've seen some, I don't want to call it discourse, I won't go that far, but I've seen people on the internet talk about, hey man, we can't be losing linebackers with the way the linebackers are playing. Fair, I get it. But ladies and gentlemen, Buddy Johnson isn't some all-star rookie or anything like that. This is a guy been around for a while. He's a special teams player. So I would not get all upset and all up in arms in losing a Buddy Johnson. However, shouts out to him. He got poached to the Colts practice squad. And we'll see if he, or Colts team, I'm sorry. And we'll see if he can get a chance to get in there and get some action. But relax a little bit, right? Like losing Buddy Johnson off the practice squad ain't changing your season. Injury updates. Malik Hooker out for a few weeks, according to Shoddy. They don't have a timeline per se. He's not being put on IR, so it won't be that long. Tyler Guyton has a mild concussion. Sounds like he could be a possibility this week. If not, feel pretty good about Nate Thomas out there. We'll get to this Jets defense. That's what we're going to talk about today. I feel pretty good about Nate Thomas going out there and holding the fort down for Tyler Guyton if he's out with the concussion. Malik Hooker. I already mentioned Malik Hooker. CeeDee Lamb and Booker, have not been put on IR. CeeDee Lamb and Booker not being put on IR is huge. And at this point, I don't believe they will. Booker is out of the boot. And the reason why I say that is you would have wasted 2 weeks, which means if you put them on IR, now they're out 6 weeks as opposed to the 4 games. If they do end up putting these guys on IR, a massive mismanagement of their injury situation. So we could likely see Booker and Lamb out here in the next few weeks. Maybe they miss 3 games and they're here for the 4th. That's what you hope, because if not, then you could have called up somebody, signed somebody, and not lost the roster spot. But I'll trust them. I'll just say that. I'll trust them right here, and we'll see what happens. And then you have some of these guys, as I talked about, set to hit in their 21-day window. Mingo, Maffa, Demo, Revel. We know DeMar Van Overshown is not coming back till after Thanksgiving. I just looked over and said, somebody said I'm sleeping on DeMar Van Overshown. Are you out of your mind, sir? I'm sleeping on DeMar. Are you new here? I love DeMar Van Overshown. But what I'm not is delusional. I am not delusional. Let me put this do-rag on. And you can call into the show. We can have this conversation. He's a baller. But you're out of your mind if you think a guy that has not played football in over a year, that has not practiced football in over a year, that won't get on the field likely until after Thanksgiving, is going to be the savior of this defense. It is quite literally facts. You see how bad this defense is? If he's coming into a defense that's okay, sure. If he's coming into a defense that's on the brink, sure. What is this defense on the brink of? And it ain't fair to Marvion Overshown to put that heat on him, to put that pressure on him. This ain't got to do with who DeMarvion Overshown is as a player. This has to do with the reality of the situation. Your defense is historically bad. And again, if you believe he's a guy that takes it from historically bad to a playoff defense that can win you the bowl or advance you and stuff like that, then that is the MVP, the most valuable player defensively in the National Football League, bar none. Come on. Let's be real here. You want to be a homer about it, just say that. Just say, hey, man, I got my homer hat on with Marvion Overshown. I'm speaking facts here. I'm being real here. You need more than DeMarvion Overshown coming off an injury, haven't played in a whole year, to fix this defense. Come on, y'all. Let's not do that. What you don't need to fix the offense is drastic changes. But because of the pressure you're putting on the offense, you need all the damn weapons you can get. And Jaydon Blue feels like he's very close. Listen to Shoddy here. Quote, this is what Shoddy said. I challenged him a few weeks ago on being consistent. He's done that. He's becoming one of the best offensive practice squad. He's becoming one of our best offensive practice players. He gives the defense an incredible look with his speed and playmaking ability. So very close. Oh, damn it. Let's get him on the field, man. Yesterday I said, this is clearly a trust factor. What that entails, I don't know. I don't know what it is they don't trust him with. We can guess. Is it pass blocking? Is it playbook? Special teams? Where to line up? We don't know that information. But it's clear they don't trust him because it's not about ability. He has the skill set and ability to complement this offense extremely well. But there's something he's not or wasn't doing. Maybe he's doing it now. Wasn't doing to allow them to trust him on game days. Sounds like that is happening. And I think this week is a great week to call him back up. And get out of here, Jaydon. I don't want to see you no more. Is to call him up or not even call him up, is to play him. He's already active. I'm sorry, he's active on the 53, but not 46. Because you're going to go up against a Jets defense that has given up some big plays on the ground. We'll get to that here in a second. This is not the Jets defense of yesteryear. Not at all. At least not from a run defensive standpoint. And if you want to talk about getting guys under their sea legs under him, he's not hurt. He's had camp. He's played a little bit in preseason, did get hurt. He can go out there, let him go. And what my man Cat Williams say? As soon as he get out the bed and put his foot on the ground, he just running. Let's do that with him. If we're going to talk about letting these linebackers play and make mistakes and whatnot, I'd sure like to let Jaydon Blue work through. Because look, no matter what, I don't care if he's a perfect practice player. I don't care if he knows all the plays. I don't care, if he's not missing any assignments. A mistake is going to happen. The only way to learn from him is to make it. Now you could argue, oh, what happened if the mistake cost you this and that? That's the reality of football. That's the reality of football. So if he is showing you that he's close to being able to play, call him up. A mistake's going to happen. And then you coach him up. But that speed, that agility, that versatility, and with this line blocking the way it's blocking, and just giving Javonte Williams a legitimate lightning to his thunder, a legitimate lightning to his hammer, if you will, right? He's the hammer on the nail. I think that just makes this offense, it takes it to another level. And if your defense continues to play this bad, you're going to need everything at your disposal here. So I got my eyes on that. All right, before we get to breaking down this Jets defense, we got a caller. I want to know if this is there. 567, turn your house down, please.
Yeah, I was looking to make talk to Sky about something.
You are live, sir. You are live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, Sky, I want to talk to you about just what you were talking about. Shotty been a little shady now. I don't know how much pull he got on who plays on defense or not, but for all these other guys to be making these mistakes real live in games and not getting pulled or sat down, but yet you keeping Jaydon Blue, the most explosive player that you have besides CD, bitch, it seems a little weird to me. And he's saying consistency and accountability, but these guys are still starting, and they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. But he can't get on the field. I don't care if he only knows 3 plays. That's 3 plays that he could possibly relieve Williams. The type of player that Williams is, he's going to wear down too.
Yeah.
He's going to wear down. It's a long season, and the more we keep leaning on him, and Sanders just don't have it. He don't have the speed to get to the outside. We need some outside zone plays to just mix it up a little bit more. And he's a better pass catcher. I just don't understand, like, why are we not getting him on change? Shotty kind of being a little shady, but like I said, I don't know if he got that much pull on defense.
So I would call it shady. I would call it shady. Here's what I said last night. Because I'm with you. I want him out there. I don't care if you got to give him a couple players, what have you. However, if they don't trust, if there's something happening behind the scenes we don't know that they just don't trust him with, I can't just say ignore all red flags and throw a guy who's not ready out there. Like I can't. I got to be fair there. The problem is I don't know what they are. All I keep hearing about is consistency. What consistency in what? They're not really giving us a whole lot. He just, I got to be more consistent. Okay. What's my man's name? The defensive tackle, Mozzie Smith, became more consistent and he got out there. So whatever Mozzie did, we just need Jaydon Blue to do, and then he'll get out there. And I think he'll have a bigger impact than Mozzie Smith will. So I do see both sides if I knew what more there were to the Jaydon Blue situation. But I don't know. So all I have is you giving me bare minimum. So I'm like, dog, then if it's just bare minimum, he's almost, then put him out there to catch a swing pass. Put him out there to get a toss. Like,
but you can draw up. There's no way you can't draw up 3 plays. Just give Williams 3 downs to get off the field, catch a breather, then put him back. He's going to, I'm worried about Williams and his health.
Yeah, I think
what
Blue
happens if he go down?
I think Blue is going to get out there. I don't think they're going to. This is going to last too long because it'd be goofy to do it. I don't think Javonte Williams is a guy you want to tote the rock 325 times in the season. I think you want to have a tandem with him. But I will say this: I'm not. It's frustrating for me personally because I want to see Jaydon Blue out there, like just selfishly. But I don't think I know this is going to sound really weird, but just follow me here.
Yeah.
I don't know that the offense is technically missing it, if you know what I mean. Like obviously it's missing that tandem, but your offense is still rolling. It's missing that dynamic ability. So I shouldn't say missing because it is missing that dynamic ability in the backfield, but also Javonte has given me success on the ground. It's a weird feeling because I want to see him selfishly. But it's not like he's the reason why we're not winning football games. The reason why you're not winning football games is your defense. Your offense is one of the best offenses in the National Football League. So you feel what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, but
I know exactly what you're saying because I had to check myself a couple of times too. Like we're not doing bad, but I would like to see some explosive run plays.
I agree.
Because the more explosive run plays you have, the more you change the defense. And I figure the less plays we have to show people throughout the season, if we could get some explosive run defenses, we can hide more.
That's another
until
point.
we get further along in the season. Then they have to keep adjusting to our explosive run plays and have to prevent that. And we could bank so much off of that, disguise it a little bit.
I want to touch on a little bit of that, man. Great call, though. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
Yes, sir. That's something else that I meant to touch on where he talked about you essentially said something along the lines of, having plays they haven't seen, et cetera, et cetera. And it reminded me of one of the points I wanted to make earlier about wasting this offensive opportunity. What you're also wasting is the element of surprise that you have offensively. And I know that sounds crazy to say because at some point teams are going to catch on the trends, et cetera, or whatever, right? But you still have an offense that is in year one. And for the most part, teams for the better part of a decade have pretty much known how the Cowboys are going to play. And it's not really all that creative. It's not really all that exciting per se. I don't care really about exciting. Win, just win. But it's it was one particular way, and let's be real, it was pretty much for or die. I don't think that's the case now. I think you have a scheme that's helping. I think you have a run game and scheme that's helping. I think you have more weapons on the outside that's helping. And then Dak is just a maestro here, and he's doing it beautifully. But you have the element of surprise per se in year one because, first of all, Blue's not out there yet. Lamb is in and out, so it'll be a while. You got other pieces that they still haven't incorporated. There's still a big, large part of this offensive playbook that we haven't seen. And if you don't address fixing the defense, making it respectable at least, you just waste that. And then next year, now teams have all of that on tape, and they are better prepared for it. So, that just kind of reminded me of that. Like, don't waste this opportunity, man. Don't waste this offense, which is hot, man. It is. It's hot. And think about what it's doing. What it's doing when your defense is only giving you one legitimate turnover in regulation. I shouldn't even say legitimate. One. It just gave you one turnover in regulation. It was a huge one in 4 games, though. So you're asking your offense to do so much. You're asking your offense to drive down the field every time, 75, 80 yards, every single time. Don't make any mistakes, because God forbid you make a mistake. We're going to blame you when we got a historically bad defense on the other side. It's a lot to ask, man. It's a lot to ask. Also, you got a first-year head coach, not a first-year play caller, but a first-year head coach. So, yeah, he's going to make his mistakes, too. And then shouts out to him. He owns it. He's not up there sugarcoating it and trying to place blame on anybody else about some of the mistakes that he makes. And I think that this will get better as he goes on. But I personally still haven't walked away just pen throwing at management per se. Yes, he's had management issues, but how many times have we walked away over the years like, what the? Yeah, we could have ran here. We could have did. Yeah, that's going to happen for every team all year long. By the way, we talked about this on the collective. I actually pulled up. I don't know if it's going to pop up here, but I actually pulled up the play. That third down call talked about how Jake Ferguson was wide open. And one of the things, again, being very nitpicky about it, this is the problem when you rely on your offense to be perfect. One of my things about Dak sometimes is he trusts everybody too damn much. And for me, in a situation like that, for essentially the game or a huge touchdown, I don't give a damn about no Ryan Flournoy or Javonte Williams in the flat. Don't care. I'm trying to find George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. And to his credit, he looks left and comes back right. It was kind of a longer mesh route. Jake had a delayed release. So he comes off the left side to come over to the right side to Ryan Flournoy, going through his progressions. Fine, whatever. All that. Look, we like Flo, but that's not who I'm looking for with the game on the line. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all real quick. I meant to pull it up on the collective for y'all last night. Let me see here. Boom. Bow. And I hate being a screenshot guy. I do. But I tried to screenshot it, and if y'all can see this, into where, not where he was releasing the ball. I don't like to do that. But where he's at the low-key the top of his drop, and it's there. He just came off the read too quickly. Here we go. He was hard on himself about the call, and I don't like mesh down there at that. I don't like the call either. However, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see here, you can't see my mouse, but Jake Ferguson is at the far left of the screen. And no, there is not a Green Bay Packer anywhere close to him on that side of the ball. So when we talk about the play, we also have to take into account, I mean, damn, look, I just noticed we have to take into account it actually worked. It's just Dak came off of that side quickly. And obviously, by reverting back to the right side, does that pull the linebacker some? Sure. But, that's where you have to say, okay, look, I know this is where I want to go. essentially like what he did in overtime, where he threw the rock to Jalen Tolbert. He know I'm not going to Jake Ferguson with the leverage of the corner. So he came back to Tolbert. Game on the line here for me. I'm sorry, Ryan Flournoy, Javonte Williams. Nah, I'm good. I'll look the defense off first and then come back to Ferg. So I just wanted to put that out there that I'm glad he's hard on himself. I didn't like the concept at that point of the field. Not a fan of it. Just give me, hey, put George Pickens out there one-on-one, and if they want to double him, then you give me Jake Ferguson underneath. But it is what it is. He got open. He just missed him. Let's get one more. We're going to break down this Jets defense. What's good, Marco?
What's up, Scott, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Let me get rid of this here.
Good, brother. Hey, Scott, I was wondering, why couldn't we play Bell at linebacker instead of Sanborn? One thing about my Cowboys, we don't play our players like we'll pay a guy, and then he sit and play. We played Bell, and he on the punt. He out here on kickoffs, man. And Bell was actually a decent player. When he went out decent tacklers, and when he played linebacker, I mean, I just don't understand, bro.
So you want me to answer that question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the funny thing about that is playing Bell at linebacker, he had his moments for sure as a linebacker during that time period, but teams that were good at taking advantage of him being light in the butt took advantage of it. But now, I watched this scheme, and the scheme is actually designed for your linebackers to shoot these gaps and get downhill and be a little bit cleaner, not because defensive tackles are holding up double teams and like that. No, because defensive tackles are so aggressive, it causes the guards and some of these tackles sometimes when we're slanting to kind of be off kilter, to be off balance unless they're getting straight to the second level. And that kind of becomes a problem. If they do get free, then he's lunch, he's food. But if they aren't, he is quick enough and downhill enough to get it. So at this point, I actually will welcome that back. And I don't want to be contradicting because I wasn't a huge fan of it when it happened because we didn't have a run scheme, defensive scheme like this. We had a scheme that was, hey, we're trying to get after the quarterback. That's literally what our defense was under Dan Quinn. Hey, pin your ears back, get after the quarterback. This is a little different. We're not pinning our ears. We're pinning our ears to shoot the gaps, but we're not pinning our ears to just attack the quarterback. So I honestly, man, if I'm trying to find answers, I'm not opposed to it. The problem is I don't think your defensive coordinator is multiple enough to do that. I don't think that's something he wants to do.
I got a question. Why are we hiring guys that's not multiple? Who is these guys? Like, who get a job and say, well, I just can't do that? Like, we suck at this one. We're just going to keep doing the same thing all year long? That's embarrassing. Like, I mean, I just don't understand what's going on with my Cowboys because you watch Sanborn, yeah, he can read the play, but he running like my grandpa or grandma out there. Yeah, he might know what the play doing, and he going to miss every tackle. I mean, dude, trash. I just don't. Yeah, I'll play anybody, Scott.
I'm shocked at how bad it's like every week it's getting worse. I'm shocked because that wasn't his Bears tape. Now, he wasn't ever athletic, but he at least, shot the gaps, got downhill, was making tackles. He's doing none of that. It's bad out there.
Nah, listen to this.
And don't let him bury off the hook either. That motherfucker get benched too, in my opinion. But he won't. He won't.
No. Hey, Scott, listen to you. Monday, you said something perfect. They sent him on a blitz. I don't know what show it was on, but you said, why would you send Sanborn on the blitz? That's the nastiest thing ever.
You know what that remind me of?
He's not even close.
And I love Sean Lee, but I remember when Rob Marinelli used to blitz Sean Lee, and I used to be like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you blitzing Sean Lee? And I don't recall Sean Lee ever getting home either, but it was usually to occupy somebody or what have you. Like, why are you blitzing Sean Lee, man? Let Sean Lee read and react and go.
What is Eberflus thinking? If we can see this guy, I don't even coach football. I'm just a Cowboys fan. I love football. I grew up playing it. But I'm just saying, if I can see this, what is he watching on? This is his job. What is he watching?
Oh, I bet they watching that tape from Sunday, and I don't think that who was it, Dave Borgonzi? I'm sure Borgonzi is on their ass because that just wasn't all of them. Like everybody's getting the smoke in that room from Sunday. It was one of the worst tackling days and over pursuing days. It was bad, man.
And Scott, my last point is I think we're gonna be all right, bro, because we got all these guys coming back, and I'm not saying Overshawn got to but he better than Sanborn. And I don't think he'll miss all them tackles. And then we got Ravel coming back. We're going to be all right. I think we're going to be pretty decent, man, to close out the season. But,
All
Scott,
right.
thank you for taking
All
my
right,
call,
Jerry
brother.
Jones.
Be blessed. I'll listen to the rest of the show.
I'm telling you, man. Y'all keep
Okay,
buying this
brother, be
BS.
blessed.
This is exactly why Jerry like, no, we good. We good. We gonna be all right. We got Savon Ravel. Ain't played football in over a year. But we gonna be all right. Got Josh Butler coming back. We gonna be all right. Look, man. Yeah, y'all can go ahead with all that mess if you want. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Go get me some help. Relying on it, that's my issue. And this is not a knock on those players, but it ain't fair to those players. Relying on a goddamn rookie coming off of a torn up knee that haven't played in a while. Relying on, I love DeMarvin Overshawn. Again, back-to-back years of a torn up knee. I think that man can overcome anything, but that's tough to ask. To come be the savior of one of the worst defenses in the worst defense in the league and one of the worst in franchise history. It's crazy to me. But hey. So I just happened to look over. It says, Scotty, you see the Crosby rumors. Respectfully, can you point to me a respectable reporter or insider saying this and not some season account? Not some NFL rookie account? Like, boy, that's one of the things that the gift and the curse of social media now is anybody can drum up any. Did Ricky say it? Because if Ricky say it, then you got my attention. But if we just talking about these goofy ass season accounts, these burner accounts, nobody putting their face to the net. Well, Ricky's a burner, got up, but Ricky, I don't know, man. This dude got sources. No, I'm not paying attention to that mess. So, but if there's a legitimate, hey, Shefty or Ricky or I don't know, Josina Anderson, my man on Fox, Glazer, ain't nobody in the Dallas media. They don't. If somebody like that says it, yeah, you got my attention. You got my attention. But if Aubrey season says it, what all these seasons they got? Arrogant Dak season says, I ain't gonna bring up the other dude, crazy grifter on Twitter. That boy, he be saying some crazy shit on Twitter. But yeah, no, I'm not paying attention. Yeah, that one big A, that boy right there. Woo! You want to talk about grifting? And look, get your money. I'm not knocking how people want to get their bread, but call a spade a spade. You know, the Cowboys are easy to jump into and grift off of. It's not difficult, especially if you're good at certain aspects of what you do. You know, you can make some good money off of covering the Cowboys for sure. I just refuse to cover it in a TMZ, rumory, season-y type of way. I just said it ain't me. Bars. All right, let's break down this defense. A shout out to B Bird. I just looked over.
Super chat.
He dropped 2. It says, Sky, I think I started the Max Crosby rumors. B Bird season? Nah, I ain't believing it. I love you, OG. By the way, man, shouts out. I love how you in the this is called the OG podcast. That's dope. That's dope. The OG podcast. All the old heads talking Cowboys on YouTube. Make sure you go check out my guy B Bird. Yeah, it was Keystone. Keystone, why you out here starting these damn rumors, bro? All right, let's break down this Jets defense, if you will. So, y'all know what I've been saying. My one rule until it changes is I just refuse to look at the opposing offense. I ain't gonna say look at it. I'm looking at it, but I'm not gonna waste y'all time. Okay? I'm not gonna waste y'all time. The Cowboys have to go out there and stop a damn offense before I decide to waste y'all time on breaking down an offense. However, each week I will break down the opposing defense because, you know, as much as I love our offense, that's pretty much going to be the matchup we have to win and win significantly. And right now with this Jets defense, Aaron Glenn, first-year head coach, defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, first year as well. Not calling defense, but, with the Jets, they're struggling. They're on struggle bus right now, trying to find their footing. And, I have to say this about what they're doing right now. It is almost the exact opposite under Robert Saleh and I think it was Jeff Ulbrich. They were, I should say. They were a vision-based defense. Now they do a little bit more blitzing. They do a little bit more pressures, but they're not getting as much pressures. They're not generating a ton of sacks. They're not generating knockdowns or hurries or whatnot, but they're going to send guys. They're top 10 in blitz rate. 28th, though, in scoring defense. 12th in third down defense. 12th in red zone defense. And it's a culture shock. And I say, ironically, it's a culture shock because it's kind of what's happening in Dallas, right? Like Dallas went from a primarily man team to zone. They went from a primarily zone team to not blitzing to doing more man things and blitzing. Whole lot of blitzing. They used to be lower, bottom 2-3 each year in blitzes. Now they're up there in the top 10, I believe. They relied or used to rely on their front to get home. Rush 4, and they had a fantastic 4, ferocious 4, talented front 7, if we're being honest, with Mosley and Quincy Williams and whatnot. Now that's not the case. Quincy Williams is going to be out. He got hurt. He's on IR, and that is a massive loss for those boys, especially going up against a Cowboys team that can run the rock. But they still have guys. Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, Will McDonald. Like, those are really good players up front, but they have not been able, or when I say up front, Will and Quinnen, Sauce Gardner plays in the back, but they have not been able to lead this team right now. And that's why they're 0-4. But for me, the key matchup in this game is still the trenches. It's still a 1v1 up front, and it's Brock Hoffman versus Quinn Williams. Look, one thing we know about Brock is going to fight. Brock is going to give it his all. I'm not trying to diminish him saying he's a try guy, but Brock is not, the uber talented guy. Brock is a fighter, quite literally. And when he goes up against an elite defensive tackle like this, yeah, my ears perk up. Because look, Dak can handle the tackle issues, right? When they arise, Dak can handle the pressure from the outside. What no quarterback wants to deal with is pressure in your face. No quarterback wants to deal with that. And as much as I love Brock being a part of this room and a quality backup guy, when I say fighting, boy be fighting for his life too now, right? And these last couple games, a lot of snaps. That's tough. It's a tough ass, but a whole lot. We're talking like 70 and 80 snaps or whatever it is on offense. And the center position is this isn't guard. You're not saying he's, would have been 10 times better, but center's a little tougher. Ball gave up almost 10 pressures in the last 2 weeks. A couple quarterback hits, and he's fighting, right? He's fighting. But that's why I think, at least this year, and there's a statistic out there, this year the sack stat to me is a whole lot of Dak Prescott. Whole lot of that. We talked about this the other day. Like, some sacks, they should credit to the quarterback. Some sacks, some sacks not given up should be credited to the quarterback as well. But this matchup here, this defense is struggling. Don't let Quinnen Williams make some damn plays on the interior. If they can have a plan to help him out, because he's going to have one-on-ones from time to time. That's where he struggles a little bit when he gets one-on-one. But if they have a plan, double down, move him if you can in the run game, make Quinnen Williams have to huff and puff his way through this whole thing, he'll be fine. I'm not saying Quinnen Williams is Aaron Donald, but what I'm saying is this is the matchup on that side of the ball that they have the advantage, and the Cowboys have to make sure that they aren't able to take advantage of it. And it to me, because look, I like Will McDonald, but I think the Cowboys have done a good job being able to chip defensive ends and being able to help their tackles. The only concern is every week the tackles are getting beat in pass protection. But that's why I said Dak Prescott can handle that. They can handle that. And we did a phenomenal job last week with the game plan as well. I don't think you're necessarily going to have to go to that extent with all the chipping and things like that. I think you should fare off better because you're not playing a Micah Parsons on the edge. No knock to you, Will McDonald. But I feel good about the matchup in general. Even if we have to roll out another, more backups. I know that sounds crazy, but to me, that is a confidence that I have in a Clayton Adams. That is a confidence I have in a Clayton Adams plus Brian Schottenheimer's ability to plan this thing. Here's the biggest issue, I think, with the Jets defense. And actually, I wouldn't say I think. They'll tell you this. Coach Aaron Glenn will tell you this. These boys cannot tackle. They are one of the worst tackling teams in the National Football League. And it's all on tape. You go back and you look at some of these big runs that they've given up. That second level, man, they just are not tackling well. I believe the Jets are the first or second worst. Top of the league or number 2 in missed tackles. They're almost at 50 missed tackles in 4 games is insane. Now, I know the Cowboys, they miss a lot of tackles too. But if you could imagine for a second, they are worse. The Jets are worse in missed tackles. And boy, that is not a good sight for them seeing Javonte Williams in this running game coming into town. Because the Cowboys are number 1 in rush success rate. Clayton Adams has a fantastic way of getting these guys, or getting Javonte, I should say, some type of runway. And if he gets any inkling of a runway, them boys don't want, if they don't want to tackle A-Chain and tackle Bucky and all these other dudes, they not going to want to tackle no Javonte Williams. All it's going to take is for one of these second level defenders to take a shoulder to the chest from Jay Will, and they're going to be like, whoa. Go look at that play I talked about the other day where that defender in Green Bay, he wanted no smoke. He wanted nothing to do with Javonte Williams. And he olayed. That's the impact that he can have when it comes to he may not break off the 40, 50, 60-yard run, but he's going to make those dudes in a phone booth pay. And right now, the Jets' run defense has been horrid. If there was a silver lining, well, I shouldn't say horrid. Let me slow down here, because James Cook and A-Chain had really good days. The Steelers and forget the other team. Oh, the Bucs didn't necessarily have great days on the ground, so I don't want to say it's been horrid. However, I believe our run scheme is pretty damn good, and I believe the way we're playing and the quarterback and things like that and the weapons on the outside, they're going to have to respect that. And I think you're going to have a good day on the ground. You should have a good day on the ground. I can see Javonte Williams living in between James Cook and A-Chain's days, right? Cook had $132. A-Chain had 90. I can see Jay Will living in the middle of that for sure. We're on the road, desperate team, aggressive team. Yeah, remain balanced. I want to remain balanced here. Not that I'm afraid to throw on these boys, but I will say this. If there was a silver lining in this defense, it is their ability to make things a little tougher on wide receivers. And not having, CD Lamb, I do think this secondary, at least Sauce Gardner, let me just say that, is better than any of the secondary guys over there in Green Bay. The difference is Green Bay's front. But Green Bay is a good defense, and you just did that to them. So it's not like I'm coming to this game like, hey, man, it's just defense. Just saying, just being fair and looking at, okay, what do they do decently? It's cover the receivers. The receivers, they've only given up 3 touchdowns to wide receivers to start the year. Only 1 in the last 3 games. They're top 10 in yards per game to receivers. So, they make things a little more difficult for the receivers. But I believe in the scheme. I believe in George Pickens and Kevontae Turpin, picking up the slack for CeeDee Lamb. And, of course, I believe in 4. Again, just don't want to put him in disadvantages by being third and longs, by losing the battle in the trenches with, say, a Brock Hoffman and things like that. So I think the Cowboys offense is going to continue to keep rolling unless they lose like they did the other week, losing the turnover battle early, giving a bad team hope, right? I hate to go back to the Bears game, but I just imagine if you score a touchdown on that first drive as opposed to fumbling, I think you got the Bears players and fans saying, oh, here we go again, man. Here we go again. Same old Bears. About to get routed type situation. Instead, it's like, oh, we got hope. So don't give the Jets defense any hope. Just punch them in the mouth right away and keep punching them in the mouth. So that's my take on this Jets defense. Look, if you want me to say anything about their offense, they got players over there. Although Braylon Allen did go down, still Breece Hall, Garrett, and obviously Justin Fields just came off of a good day and with a crazy run. I'm just not sitting here. I'm not until they give me a reason to defensively to be like, oh yeah, the Cowboys can win this. In regards to matchups and that side of the ball, go give me a reason. I've watched an awful Giants offense whoop you up. I watched a Bears offense that couldn't get shit going for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever. What was it? 2 weeks? 2 weeks. Couldn't get anything going. New offense. 3 weeks. Yeah. Watch them just walk you up and down the field. Look, the Packers offense is good, but god dang. 40 points, man. So until they give me a reason, you might have to outscore the Jets, and that's crazy to say. That's crazy to say. I guess we ain't gonna sleep on them no more. Shouts out to Sleeper, ladies and gentlemen. Shouts out to Sleeper, the #1 fantasy sports app in the market right now. You guys got to head on over there. One of the best apps out there for fantasy sports. One of the most user-friendly apps as well. And I say this to you guys all the time. If you think you're smart and you know your squad or just football in general, you can turn that into bread by downloading the Sleeper app, picking more or less of your favorite players. All you got to do is pick 2 or more and then 1 from the opposing team. Pre-game, they do live picks. Yep, I'll tell you this. Whoever the Cowboys defense is playing, pick them. Won me some money with Romeo Dobbs. Didn't get a chance to do my picks for y'all last week, but I'll do my picks this week. Hell, it messed around and be all Jet. Trying to win this money, man. Trying to win this money. Use the promo code STEEL, STEELE. You'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Again, terms and conditions do apply. See the Sleeper for terms and details. I'm just saying, man. I hate to be that guy, but and look, I used to be so hardcore about I ain't playing nobody against my Cowboys. Like I used to be hardcore about that, especially when I was super into fan. I'm back into fantasy football. Got my squad or whatever, and we doing good. We 4-0. But I'm trying to win money. And for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been playing I've had Romeo Dobbs. I can't remember who I had last week. I cannot remember who I had last week. But I've told myself, I got Justin Fields starting this week. I said, well, let me go find whoever the Cowboys defense is playing. Let me throw them up here. Dobbs, 37 points. Man, what off? One off. Shout out to him. All right, let's I just looked over at Twan. He said Sky Fields can rip us a new one easily with his running ability. Yeah. Running alone. Somebody said something on Twitter. It was like, hey, I don't believe in him throwing. Fair. But Cowboys defense. I agree. I'm not scared of his arm. I'm scared of the Cowboys defense. That's all I'm saying. Let's get Marv in the building. What's up with you, Marv?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How you?
I'm good. I'm just saying.
Oh, it was Wan'Dale Robinson. That's who I had a couple weeks ago. I started Wan'Dale Robinson. One off, but go ahead. My bad.
Oh yeah, that's Cowboys. It's the worst defense. Pitiful. The linebackers don't be in the right spots. They miss a lot of tackles too. I think his safety will probably be better now, a little bit better. But you still gotta hope them corners don't be playing 20 minutes off, because that number 5 for the Jets will burn you too. He's very fast and he's dangerous. So, but that quarterback ran for a 40-yard touchdown last week, 40 or 50-yard. So, if they don't watch him, he gonna have a game like every quarterback that plays us. That defense is do not have me, confident.
None. That's why I refuse to waste y'all time really breaking all this down with y'all, because they have to give me a hope, give me reason to do that.
Yeah. And Jerry is delusional. You don't bring them dudes back, man. Let them dudes heal all the way. I'd rather put them dudes wait till next year.
Marv, come on, hold on. I gotta give you one of these, Marv. I don't know if I said this publicly, but I said this privately to my folks. I said, for real, dudes like Revel need to have a red shirt. This needs to be a red shirt season, man. Like, clearly this knee injury is something that is, I don't want to say has setbacks or whatever, but he kind of had a setback. You don't play with that.
Yeah.
That's a premium type of guy pick that you're looking forward for your future. You don't play around with that. Demo is a little different because Demo got hurt middle of the year, and he's got hurt before and he's responded. But if he's not coming back till after Thanksgiving, depending where we're sitting at, what is the point? But definitely Revel. For me, Revel should be a redshirt year. That's not even debatable.
Yeah, man, you don't
rushing him back is crazy. Everybody thought, we get Deron Bland back last year. Deron Bland got cooked when he came back after that injury last year. Cooked. And clearly he had setbacks. He probably should have sat the whole year out. Or the rest of the year, not whatever he got hurt. Yeah, actually it was the beginning of the season. But anyway, my bad.
He got cooked. Because if you bring him back, man, you're going to doing that red shirt, and then you don't even know if you're going to have Uberflu next year, how this defense plays. So let this dude rest, and
we don't know if we're going to have the phone messed up.
So you don't even know if you're going to have your defensive coordinator next year.
Oh, what's his name?
Uber Flash, whatever you call his stupid name. I want to call him something else, but I ain't going to get mad at him. But I'm getting mad at him because he keeps trying to play number 57, man.
Uberflus is crazy.
You got to stop playing 57. You got to get somebody out there that can play. But I'm going to tell you something. They made a boo-boo. They should have kept the linebacker we had from last year.
Yeah.
You know, what's the linebacker we had that played last year?
Eric Kendricks, yeah, man.
Yeah, they should have kept him.
Honestly, look, let me raise my hand. I thought Sanborn was going to be comparable in the sense of like Eric knows he knows the scheme of Zimmer, so Sanborn knows the scheme. The problem is Kendricks is actually a baller, and Sanborn is not a baller. But
no, he's not a baller. Sanborn is just a special team player. We got duped by the Chicago fans. Everybody like, and I thought I got duped too.
I'll be the first to admit. I watched that Chicago tape and I was impressed. What I seen on the Chicago tape is not what I'm seeing in this Cowboys team.
Oh my God. And I'm like, man, this dude, all the plays, dude's wide open. I said, man, come on, man. Missing tackles. This dude missing tackles. He tackled people for 15 yards down there. And I'm saying, he just go. If he go, he know where to go. But he won't go.
See shit. What I say the other day, his mind is telling him yes, but his body is telling him slow.
No. I'm talking about.
Oh, I ain't telling him no. It's telling him slow.
If he just would have went, he'd be right in that hole and tackle the guy. No, he wait till the guy get to him, then the dude off running, and then, man, this dude. I'm telling you, you do that against the Jets, that halfback that y'all wanted from the Jets gonna have over 150 yards.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, but
And they're not moving
that's
Brees,
the
by the
edge
way,
of-
no more. I mean, they might, but they just lost Braylon Allen for the season, man. I hate to hear that for the kid. He's out.
No, they're not gonna.
So they're probably gonna hold on to. I mean, I don't think they were trading, but they're definitely gonna hold on to Brees Hall.
Only your trade thing. Trade person.
Actually, they might be so bad. Maybe they will let him go. Who knows? But
If I'm Jerry Jones, because they want to give us that money, Tennessee, don't get the deal from Tennessee. Trade Mozzie over there, and you could probably get them for. They're gonna ask you for a 1, but you know they're gonna negotiate because they want to get rid of that money. Go on trade that dude. Go on trade for Simmons. Trade Mozzie over there and give him the number 4 or number 2 pick and go on and get it over with, man. And then you got Mozzie out of here because they favoritism. Mozzie is not better than that toy. I don't care what y'all say. They toy play way better than Mozzie.
If I had to be real, I don't think they would. I think Tennessee would laugh at you for trying to include Mozzie Smith. And to keep it a bean, I think what you'd have to do is include Osa. And look, now we're living in fantasy land, okay? But if
ain't gonna do it.
If we include, I would.
Who's better? Simmons better than Osa?
Yes.
Yeah, I trade Osa for Simmons
in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
As soon as you say, we like Osa, sold.
Let's switch up.
I don't need to hear nothing else. Sold. You can have my second and Osa. Sold.
How old is Simmons?
Late 20s, I want to say.
27?
I think he late
27.
20s. Let me see. 28. Yeah, I mean, that's perfect age.
Man.
Prime.
Oh, that's perfect age.
Prime.
I would trade him for Simmons with
Clark. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. And I like you, Osa, but you ain't Simmons. If we're going to talk, if we're going to live in that land, right? Yeah. Because you're not keeping 3. You're not keeping 3 high paid defense. They won't do that. I don't think you should technically do that. But if you got 2 and they're those 2, man, come on, man. Yeah.
And then that's when you go get a nasty. You know I'm calling nasty, right?
Who that?
They ain't picked them yet.
Mr. Jackson, if you know. Who that?
From the Raiders, we got cut. The freaky man. What?
Hey, Marv, get the fuck out of here. Why you gotta refer to that man as that?
Hey, I'll get him.
Here I am thinking you talking about he nasty on the field and you talking about he nasty in the locker room and like, come on, man, chill. What you doing, man?
Man, I'm trying to win. I'm like you. I go because you ain't gonna lose now. Cause you gonna get him cheap. Ain't nobody picked him up.
If we're gonna continue to live in fantasy land, Marv, no, you don't go get Wilkins and Simmons. You gotta go get a defensive end, bro. You gotta get a dog at DE, man. You gotta get a guy that can win one-on-ones consistently and make defenses.
What about Cincinnati?
Yes, yes. Hendrickson. I've been champion for him since they traded Micah.
Don't you see that? Now your room is so dangerous. Oh my God! Now you got the 4-man rush. Now you'll help the Chicago guy. Now if you can't beat nobody with them 4, we might be called it the season.
Oh no,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they would again living in fantasy land. Y'all don't cuss me out because ain't none of this happening. But yes, you talk about a Hendrickson. Hold on, this would never happen. But a Hendricks, is it Hendricks or Hendrickson? Simmons, Clark. Oh, dog, that's crazy.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Now we on Madden.
Oh,
right? Now we playing Madden.
We on Madden.
But dog, that's crazy. Yeah.
But we gotta get your number 7. He made a tackle. I was shocked, and his mind want to be with Parson. How you going to trade him to Parson?
Problem is, I don't want to get into the whole digs, like, because I almost 8 foot. So I almost got you last night. I let you live, though. I let you live. The reality is, man, your defensive back room is not deep. It's not deep.
No.
And you have to let him play through, because he's also coming back from. You have to let him play through this. I know it sucks that he wasn't bad, by the way, against the Packers. In regards to coverage, he was it was a really good game for him in that sense. You gotta let him play
He
through
had the
it.
interception.
Yeah, had an interception. He had an interception. You gotta let him play through it.
Off the court.
Just like you gotta let Deron Bland play through it. Just like you gotta do it because you're not swapping out these corners. And I'll be damned if you're not selling me on Bridges being better than him. You're not selling me on that. So you just gotta let him fight through it and hope he gets better as you move forward. But
and you gotta let him. And I know number 20 be pissing me off. He can't play. He's not.
Elam?
He cannot play.
That's where the smoke
Elam
needs
can,
to be. That's where the smoke. Look,
Elam can't play off, man.
What can he play? I don't know what he can play.
Yeah. You can't not play that dude. That guy has to play bumper, man. That's the only way he plays.
He could bump his ass to the bench, man. It should be Diggs, Deron Bland, Reddy Stewart. Man, I wish they didn't sit down or they didn't lose Zion Childress. I'd rather see Zion Childress, even though I know he's slot, but I don't care. I'd rather see him out there.
He's gone now.
What else they got? They ain't got a whole lot. It's not a whole lot, bro. That's what I mean by like the depth is just the depth was already an issue coming into the season. It's why I was calling for guys like Mike Hilton and bringing in Gillies and whatnot.
Yeah.
All that training camp stuff with Elam, I still wasn't on. We're good to go here. Nah, bro. If we can make Elam our fourth or fifth corner, awesome. But if we're rolling into the season where it was an Elam at the time, DB, I didn't think Diggs would play, but he came in there. Diggs, it was like, okay, but one of these dudes ain't played in a while, coming off a major injury, and Kyrie Elam ain't been in the league. So this is what we hype about? Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, man. Appreciate you, Marv.
Thank you, man. Good
no
show.
Problem. Thank you. Have a good one. Magic City Marv in the building. Yes, we know JV boy. That's why I said I wish they didn't lose him, but he is in regards to Zion Childress is in Houston. Buddy Johnson is in with the Colts. I look, none of these guys are going to change the season, but if I had to throw a pen at one of the two, it would be losing Zion Childress. They'd be losing him. Let me get to these supers real quick. We can get up out of here. Good. I think nice quick show here. Somebody just snuck in. All right, I'll hear what you got to say there, Nacho. Give me 1 second. Let me get to these. Actually, let me just see. I have too many today. Might be straight. 10-1. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll get to the supers after Nacho. Good morning, Nacho. How you doing, man? How we feeling this morning?
Good morning, Sky. How you doing, man? I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I wanted to, call back. You remember our last conversation? You were asking, hey, you got to call back. You got to let me know how Chicago is. And hey, listen, it's beautiful. It was You stayed at the downtown by the Riverwalk. The whole central area, beautiful buildings. We have a nice nightlife, nice dining options. Took the family there. We had a great time. I took a photo with the Walter Payton statue there outside Soldier Field.
Nice.
I did not know it was. It seemed like, is it one of the smallest? I think I had heard it's one of the smallest NFL stadiums in the league. Probably about 62 to 64,000 capacity.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I think it's that. Nice little venue. Let me tell you, the crowd, it was a great Cowboy fan base that day. It was very unfortunate that the team just didn't show up, we didn't show up. There were people from Alabama, from California, from Mexico, it was a great atmosphere. The crowd being on the road, the crowd was not as loud as it is in other places. It would have been a great spot for Dallas to come in there. And, I think it was that one drive. I was right there, and man, our first drive was going great. And then we fumbled that ball. with our back, and that was the momentum changer. And then from that point on, it just seemed like the game just got away. You know?
Oh yeah, we passed that, man. We passed that Bears game though, Nacho. What's on your mind though, besides the Bears game, brother?
What's on my mind is that you know, as we move forward, you know, obviously, you know, that Green Bay Packer game, you know, I'd like to think that most thought that, you know, we probably didn't have a chance to play against these guys. They were going to come in there and we were going to spank it and so on. But no, you know, I was impressed with the fact that how the coaching staff seemed very confident during the week. We're going to be prepared. We have a game plan, yada, yada. And sure enough, they did.
Yada, yada.
They had a game plan. We you know, we were able to just really, you know, keep that Green Bay front, you know, really intact, especially with two of our stars out. And it just looks like this offensive line is starting to slowly and gradually, you know, really come together under our coaching staff. And, you know, eventually once we get everybody back in full throttle, I think that's when we're going to be at our best. But, you know, Sky, the storylines continue to be the same, right? That inconsistency and just not having so much confidence and faith on our defense, you know, and that just that zone coverage with Eberflus, whether it's we don't have the talent, obviously, the personnel to run that defense. It's his scheme, and he's not as aggressive, whatever it might be. Bottom line is if our defense cannot improve and get any much better as we get players back, and at least get this defense to at least be somehow formidable to complement our offense.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's a struggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not really trying to bank on players coming back in November, though. That's my thing. Is I don't know. I mean, I guess Savon Ravel could be back this month, but that again, we're going to put all our hope into a rookie that hasn't played. All right, at practice, I think he's going to be better than. I hope he would be better than Elam, but I'm not trying to do that to him. And then obviously our guy DeMarvin Overshown is fantastic. I mean, he's not going to be back till 4 games left in the season. So it's a flawed thinking. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's flawed to put hope on a rookie cornerback off of tearing his knee up, and a guy who's going to come back and play 4 or 5 games. Flawed. Just absurd. And I want to address something I saw here in a second. But appreciate the call, Nacho. Glad you enjoyed your time in Chicago, big dog.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. You have a blessed day, my man.
You as well.
Thank you.
So our guy Nacho. So I saw in the chat somebody said, I think it was Just Facts, said he wants to know who are the players available to come in, impact type of guys. Number one, that's the job of your general manager. Instead of prancing around here doing interviews and being in the media, trying to win fights about a trade with another player on another team and goofy stuff. Number one, that's their job to go find that. Number two, trade deadline in 3 weeks, right? 3? This ain't week 1, week 5. Trade deadline in 3 weeks. You should be scouring teams as we speak right now. Yeah, you should be looking around and having guys on your radar, like they did a few years ago with the Jonathan Hankins. And he was an impact player. Now, was he a top end guy? No. But if you go, again, watch him in the playoffs, he helped impact your run defense in the playoffs, point blank, period. So, yeah, there's always got how many? 1, 2. There's 3 teams that are 0-4. All jokes aside, he keying. Marv gave you a name that could potentially be on the move in a Jeffrey Simmons type situation. You're about to play another bad team in 0-4 Jets, who has some players over there. The Carolina, we try to get the ball, and they ain't gonna pull them. But I'm looking at these teams, these bad teams here: Vegas, Miami, the Panthers, the Tennessee Titans, the New York Jets, the Saints. I can almost assure you there are better players on those teams than there are here. I haven't did the work, don't get me twisted. If you want me to put the work in, I can come back and give you names. But it shouldn't be that damn difficult. It's to do the homework your damn self too, by the way. But I could come back and give you names, a bunch of players that can come in here and be better than Kyer damn Elam, than Jack Sanborn and Kenneth Murray, than Dante Fowler, Sam Williams. Like that, you know what I mean? That's not. Then Malik Hooker. Again, I ask, what is the skinny on Justin Simmons? What's wrong with Justin Simmons, y'all? I'm just not me playing around. I would like to know. Special case that they never signed any of the players that we named. No, they don't. That's, you know, and again, I don't know if Law is going to release the behind the scenes talk that we had yesterday, but we were talking about, you know, adding, you know, players or whatnot. And I told the guys, I said, you know what sucks, man, as fans, other aggressive teams having these conversations, their fan base can feel like, man, that's a possibility, right? Oh yeah, if you're the Eagles, you the Ravens, I seen Seattle do it, the Niners, Les Snead and them, in the Rams, Kansas City, Baltimore. I think I already said them. Yeah, these are aggressive organizations that will swing for the fences. We can talk all these names and these players and these trades, and we like, for what? For who? Because that's not us. We don't want to pick up the phone. We don't want to be the aggressors. We want to be reactionary. We don't want to be proactive. And that's what sucks. Is that you don't have belief that your front office is actually going to be aggressive. They'll react, though. They'll react. This is going to get to a point where he can't roll up. He can't roll up talking about some hold. You can only do that, but for so long, Jerry. You let an 0-4 Jets team come out here and put up 30+ points on you and 400 yards of offense. I mean, let's be real. He may have sold y'all, some of y'all, not all y'all, some of y'all, with this nonsense. But I think should I put a poll in here? How many of y'all are buying this just hold? Let's just hold and wait for these guys to come back. How many of y'all are buying this? I'm curious. I know Troy is. Shouts out to Troy. I know Troy like, hey, y'all better leave my bro Jerry alone. What he says is gospel. I know you are, Troy, so I ain't talking to you, Troy. Shouts out to you, bro. How many of y'all buying that? Now that's the other thing, Turpa. He says too late. I'm not even gonna fight you if you believe that. I'm just not ready to waste this offensive season potentially. There's still a lot to go, but what I'm seeing from this offense, I think this offense can be spectacular. Spectacular. I think it can be. I'm just not ready to just give up on this season. You know what I'm saying, Turk? Like, I feel you. And this is why I say one player doesn't change anything. There has to be a multitude of moves. And it could be too late because you should have made these moves, you know, in the offseason, especially when you know, again, lying to the fan base. Oh, we're going to trade. Yeah, okay, sure, buddy. But if that was the case, then you make the moves to put yourself in position. But man, this offense looks so good, man. And I know it's not perfect. Somebody was like, "Oh, what happened to first?" It ain't perfect. It has to be, but it's not. But it's the ingredients. It's the foundation. That's why I feel so confident. How many times, y'all, over the years, dating back from Kellen, and then when it was Kellen and Mike, and then when it was Mike, where we is coming out of this thing like, man, this is looking weird. Like this is strange. I don't feel that way. I don't feel strong. I feel like we have a strong foundation. I feel like our foundation in years past wasn't none. And I don't think we've seen the best version of this offense just yet. And if the worst version of the offense is a Chicago game, well, that's just a bunch of turnovers to me. You know, they turned the ball over a ton in that game. You don't turn the ball over, then again, that counts. You're putting up more than 14 points. I digress. Jeremy said the Braveheart pick is that's what he says when he trying to tell you. Oh, Very. You can miss me with that, man. All right, let me refresh this in case I missed anything. Oh, I didn't even do them yet. I didn't even do the supers yet, man. Let's go. Let's run these supers. And because switch this thing up a little bit. Flacco boy, appreciate you. Drop 2. It said, go get Fred Warner, CJ, and Trey. We need urgency. Who's CJ? Talking about the safety? I prefer Simmons, but Fred Warner on the block. Now that one I would find hard to believe if Fred Warner's on the block. But Trey, I that one just to me is just the late. That's just a hee. You know what I mean? That's a layup. Just facts. There you go. That's the easiest name I can give you right there. You can't tell me Trey Hendrickson ain't of it. Like, come on. They ain't even want to pay that man, number one. And he on a 1-year deal. That's a magic hee. Throw them that second rounder, man. Pay that man and let's go. He'll impact. Is he going to save it? Probably not, but hell. Then you add on guys, right? It's Justin Simmons. Get him up in here. Then, now we throw Demo in this thing. And now we go sign. I mean, damn. Keystone, appreciate you, Keystone. He dropped 5 and said, we lost faith in Lipke. Well, Keystone, I'm about to comment. Watch this, Keystone. We lost faith in Lipke after the Miami fumble. Pay him $7 million, put him on the shelf the first month of the season. Well, you just contradicted yourself. That's nasty. 717, we here. Shots out to 717. They didn't lose faith in him because they signed that motherfucker to $7 million. So they didn't lose faith in him. But I would love to know why the hell he's not being used. Because he is now, I honestly think he might be a worse blocker than he was in his rookie year. His rookie year, for a while, he got better towards the end, but we used to break it down on camera. We was like, on film. Man, he's struggling, but that never was who he was. He was much more, and I know y'all going to probably kill me because Cam led the league, or the division and all that stuff, Cam Scatterbo. But he was more Cam Scatterbo than he was Lorenzo Neal. Ooh, I like that, don't y'all? I like that. He was more that than Lorenzo Neal, and they're trying to make him Lorenzo Neal. Boy, if you don't throw that man the ball, send him downfield, run him like that's what he is. He's not a thumper. No toxic. I think you meant to say Neal over Lipke, not no goddamn Nall. You're gonna leave me alone with Nall. Honey Bear, I don't know, but that's what he said in the Super, so I had to read it. Honey Bear, yeah, they're not trading for that one, and they like 3-0 or something. Below the Heavens dropped 2. It said Osa is a Jason Garrett type of guy in there. Do I still got my? I don't know if I still have it, but what do you mean by that? Osa is a Jason Garrett type of guy in there. Let me know what you mean by that. Below the Heavens. Like you're saying he's like right type of guy, or I'm not really sure what that means, but sure. Appreciate this. Appreciate the $2 super though. Appreciate it. Body believes he's so just. I don't think he's saying he's just a guy. Is that what Jason Garrett means? Is just a guy? Yo, Toxic, you off the chain, bro. You crazy. He said Osa's a virgin. Look, I have no quarrels with Osa. Only reason why I brought him up is because if we're talking about trading for Jeffrey Simmons, I do think that is more enticing than Mozzie Smith. You know what I mean? And I mean, you probably can't trade him with the numbers, or I don't know what the numbers are, but it makes more sense. Now, if they say we're trying to offload Jeffrey Simmons because of the contract, then they probably don't want to take on Osa, but Osa a little younger, not quite as expensive. It might actually be more. I don't know, but he's a better player than Mozzie Smith, so you might be able to give him up without giving up, the first or what have you, maybe the second. We'll see, but Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons and Clark would be. I mean, I already think Osa and Clark is a really damn good top 10 duo in the league. But man, Jeffrey Simmons and Clark, I mean, that'd be the best, wouldn't it? And that'd be the best. Yeah, Michi, I know you meant no, man. He been busting my chops about no for I don't know how many damn. What no? Hey, you talk a whole lot about Costco. I think I saw no at Costco. Toxic Tom, bagging up my groceries, big dog. Honey said, not sure why Osa is the one we go after. I think the reason why Osa's name is being not Big A. Get that. Bye. I'm about to end the damn show. Y'all get on my dick. Big A, get out of here, dog. Take a bell on you. Osa's name has been brought up because Marv called into the show. Honey Bear said he wanted to trade Jeffrey Simmons and keep Osa. And I'm like, you can't really do that. I don't think that's possible. I think you have to give up Osa to get him. That's why. That's the only reason why. We're not coming for Osa. Like, I'll get rid of Osa. No. Well, I'm not, at least. Let me say that. Defense is probably more than one player away. That's my whole point, rationale. That's my whole point. That's why I'm not buying this crap that he's trying to sell. Oh, we're going to get DeMar Grant Overshown back, and everything going to be okay defensively. Got a Super Bowl team now. Relax. And I love Demo. Defense was ass with Demo too. Just like I like to say with Micah, defense was ass with Micah. Yeah, it was ass with Demo too. Demo was making plays when we playing them poop ass teams. We was getting better, but it wasn't like the defense was just out here doing their damn thing either. Especially early, just like now. But yes, he's going to help, but he's going to need help. Always, that's what we do. That's what we do here in Dallas, man. Put it all on one player all the damn time. I'm just not with it. Just not with it. And rationale, I'm definitely not putting all that heat and pressure on no damn. I think Rebel need to have a red shirt year. That's just goofy to rush this young man back. Goofy. Below the Heavens dropped 2 more. Said, I mean, they won't trade their good boy. Oh, okay. See, that's why I said I ain't know what you meant. They won't trade. Well, they're not going to trade a guy unless they piss the front office off. You know what I'm saying? We now have almost every play in the playbook for the Cowboys. When it happened once with Cooper, it was like, maybe it's someone off. But then when it happened with Mike, like, oh, okay, now we're starting to hit a trend, right? There's 3 times the trend. Pattern. We're starting to see a pattern here. You'll trade your high-end players if they piss you off. That's what you do. But you won't trade Byron Jones when you know he ain't going to sign him back for capital. I'm just using Byron as an example. Anyway, good talk today. Good stuff. Before y'all dip, please hit the like button at the same time right now. Share this. That's one of the most important things you can do is share the content because we're still growing. A lot of new people here, they're probably under the assumption, oh, this is a new channel. It's a new channel, but we ain't new around these pots. We just starting over the journey. So we're on the road to 15K, and then from 15 to 20, from 20 to 30, and so forth and so on. But really, really proud of the growth here on the channel, and thankful for the Bomb Squad for supporting the way y'all do. So keep on keeping on, if you will. Recording tomorrow, I believe, with 2i. So we'll drop a Thursday episode for y'all. We ain't gonna leave you hanging. I got you. And then Friday, I'll be back. I did the mailbag last week. Did not get a chance to answer the questions. I'll just answer those questions for y'all this week. Maybe they'll be a little different now, given the tie against the Packers, but some of the questions still pertain. So I'll answer some of those for y'all. We'll open up the phone lines, and it'll be a Fan Friday day for y'all. All right. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and press this button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Apparently, God can't take Sanborn's spot. It's crazy. Join up, Body Matrix. Join up. Yeah, they petty. They let they money get mad is what they say. Their emotions, they get emotional. By the way, out of boredom, I was watching that damn documentary, and I gotta have a talk with some of y'all. Y'all gotta have a talk with some of y'all. We'll say that for maybe if that's a Friday show. We out of here. Love y'all.